Well, good morning, RC fans. We are at the salmon table and down at the property. I would love to have the river in the background. You might be able to hear the birds chirping and whatnot. She's about 9 in the morning, I think. The sun is a little bright, but that's what I'm working with. The sun's coming at this direction, so you get the trailer as a background today. If I do any videos in the evening, the sun will be over there, so the table will be that way, and I'll have the lake in the background. It's going to look awesome. But speaking of things that look awesome, let's talk about this thing real quick. Then I'm going to go for an exploratory effort over to my neighbor's property. He said to go help myself, and I Google mapped it just to look down at it, satellite imagery, and it's got a little creek, and there's always the water's edge, but the water's still high, so we'll see what I find. But we'll talk about this thing real quick. I complained about the black row bar, but I guess that's authentic. That's how they did it back then. There's a lot of chromed up stuff with a black row bar. Seems weird to me, but it's true. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there. So the chassis, not much difference from another Trx4. It's got the long arm kit with the longer 110 mil shocks. I'm glad that the long arm kit is black, not red. That would have looked really weird on this truck. The body snapping on and off is a freaking miracle. I love it. I hope every truck that comes out from now on does that, because that is amazing. Nothing else has changed in here, I do believe. I've had a few Trx4s and one Trx6 now, and I can see holes for the light kit, which eventually will happen, or I'll put underglow on it myself. Speaking of lights, this is one of the dislikes. Oh, before I put this over there, the wheels. I love these wheels. Those are great. That's why the stock tires have stayed on it. I haven't tried another set yet because I like them. The tires aren't terrible. They always could be better, right? But I love those wheels. Those are nice. Okay, so the body. This is one of the things I found really weird. So it's rigid as hell, so it should last a long time. It's a gorgeous color. And the front end of a late 70s Ford is just one of the sexiest things you could ever have on an RC, I think. If RCs are sexy. Yeah, sure, why not? We can call it. Alright, so if you look on the inside, let's see if I can get this good for you guys. Where am I? Here. So you can see that there's like the light buckets in the back. There's a backup one, and then there's the tail light one. And then even in the side, for a side marker, there's a little one right there, like a 3 mil, I think that might be, maybe even a 2 mil. I'm not sure. I'm not a light expert. And you go to the front, you can see the little marker lights on the side, but no headlight and no blinker light. There's nothing. So I find that really, really strange and disappointing. Unless I'm missing something. If you guys know, like, I haven't done any research or anything, but I'm just using my eyes, there are no light buckets there. I don't know why they do that. I don't get it. So if you guys know something about that light kit or something in the front, please let me know, because I definitely want to put lights in this thing. But the Bronco was the same way. I ended up just drilling it out carefully and slowly, trying not to pop the lens, and I didn't, luckily. But I'm pretty disappointed in that. Other than that, it's amazing. I love it. The stock motor's been taken out and traded in for a Holmes Hobby. See, that's great. That's on there. That's great. I love that so much. But yeah, the stock motor just wasn't quite torquey enough. Again, I've said it before, the Trx4 550 Titan is a good brush motor for something that comes stock, or if you need a replacement motor. I think they're about 25-30 bucks, which isn't terrible. I don't know how much the Holmes 27 turn is that I got in there, because it was a gift. So I don't know how much it cost them. But world of difference. Like, slow crawl is amazing. Loads of torque. I don't think it's ever going to fail me in the sense of loss of power, unless I bury it in the mud and the motor stops, which, you know, that'll happen to any motor. But I haven't buried this thing in anything other than water so far, so it's just been fine. But other than that, that's all I really wanted to talk about. There's no light buckets in the pots up there either. I might remove those and put a light bar up there. I don't know. It's going to get underglow and some kind of lighting. But yeah. I'm just waiting for the battery to charge up. As soon as that's ready, we're going to go for a walk with Molly. Okay, not sure how well you can see it off in the distance there, but there's some trees in front of me. And that's where the little creek bed is supposed to be, I think. There's the river. Some Canadian geese over there. Let me know what they're up to this morning. My place back over that way. But all this area, my neighbor said we can use. This is a pretty big flat. Barely has any weeds or grass on it at all. Great for ripping and tearing. So if you guys got some 1/8 scale bashers or 1/5 scale bashers, bring them out. So this is what my neighbor's got going on. He's got a pretty cool setup happening. Big ass culvert down here with all these nice rocks around it, but I don't know how steep it looks on the camera, but it's quite steep, like uncrawlable. You might be able to crawl up it in some points, but then you're going into that nasty water. Yeah, it is going into the river, but there's nothing he can do about it. Like, it's a swamp. It's where we live. Pretty wild. It's just not really doable for an RC. Is it, Molly? You can't even go swimming in there. The water is extremely dark. I kind of don't like the look of it. Let's go for a walk down to the end and see what else we can see. It's very cool to look at, but there's nothing much for RCing over here. This is more of a basher area. This isn't meant for crawlers. Well, this isn't meant for anything. You might be able to get a swamp boat in there if the water rises again. It's only going to get lower. There's loads of grass, so none of that entices me at all. There's the other side there where I was talking about some 1/5 scales could be cool. That would be the roof of my trailer, way over there. Now I have to get back there. You're so silly. You happy dog? Hey, Molly, a happy dog? You love the water, don't you? Get away from me. Get away from me. Oh. Ah, you didn't get it. Alright, the drive shafts have been real squeaky, and I know Rookie and others really love the squeaky drive shaft, so maybe I'll get her wet. That'll help. Hello, Molly. Alright, that wasn't much of a trail. It's just a little bit of an explore. Too bad I don't have a sweet little course right near me. I might though. There's another trail up the road. When you turn into my driveway, there's a place to go straight. It used to be the old railway bed. And now it's just basically turned into an off-road place for quads and side-by-sides and motorbikes. So guys go down there and they get stuck in this swamp I've heard about. So I haven't been down there yet. So I'm hoping Bushman comes out with me. We'll do a nice little run back there, hopefully. That means I have someplace cool to go to within walking distance of my place, which would be awesome. I do have these two swamps and I own them. I suppose I can drive through them if I wanted to, but the embankment is like just as steep into the water, and then the water's super deep, so I can't really drive anything in there. I don't have a swamp boat. I was thinking about getting one of those little gator boats, but how often am I going to use it, you know? One of those things. Then we got all this area, and there's tons of rocks around we can grab, so Bushman has said he wants to build a course, and I'm down for sure. I said I was going to do it last year, but I never did. Got the avalanche here. We can run it up the driveway and pick up a whack load of rocks and make a pretty good course, and then there's loads of trees. I got tons of little string and rope and tools and stuff. We can make bridges and whatnot. It's loads of potential down here. I'm so happy to be back. There's so much work to do. The water still needs to drop a little bit more. Molly's the happiest dog she could be. She loves the freaking water. She loves this little bit of space where we can play fetch. Love mosquitoes. But that's it, I guess. Just a little talk on the salmon table. It's good to talk to you guys again. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.